I feel like for that reason alone, singers get less respect in certain situations and instances.
Right.
Because prime example, like in a jam or in a place like that or something like that.
Yes.
The truth is, even what we just did, right? There are not a lot of singers that can technically flow.
And I was about to say, this is why you guys don't get the respect.
Yeah.
Like you guys walk into a jam, and I'll say it like this: singers find it very difficult to consider others. Welcome to the City Underground podcast, a place for artists, singers, musicians, creatives, whatever it is that you do. This is a great place for you to tap in and lock in with some like-minded people. My name is Nathaniel W. James, and my guest today is a dear friend of mine, Deavion, all the way from Los Angeles, technically by way of Alaska. But he decided to come by whenever he's out here in this area. Technically, I mean, South Carolina.
Yeah.
He tries to come by, which is something that I do not take lightly. And luckily this time I had the opportunity to get him here for a quick podcast. He is one of the most creative, talented singers that I know, that I met in LA. I had the pleasure of meeting very impromptu, at the Zen Lounge in 2014 when I had just touched in to LA, and we've been tight ever since. So to have him here over a decade later is a testament to the type of person that he is and how close I keep him to my heart. So I just want to give him the chance to introduce himself, and we'll get into it.
Wow. That was a pretty good introduction. I don't know what else I need to add to that. Yes, I'm Deavion from LA by way of Anchorage, Alaska. Shout out to all my people in Anchorage, Alaska.
Yeah.
Love y'all.
Yeah.
What can I say, man? I've been doing music forever, and the fact that we met 11 years ago now is what's tripping me out the most about this conversation. This is insane.
Yeah.
I guess I've sang with the best of them, worked with the best of them, you know, been to battle with the best of them. I don't even really know how to say it, man, but been in the trenches for a long time. Love music from a musical family. So I guess we'll get into all that. But yeah, I'm Deavion. Headphones now? Okay. Headphones. Okay. Let's get it. I always seem to come back to you. Every other spring and fall, you give me tall order, but I can't seem to shake this feeling. You seem to always give me healing. For another season, can we break free from this illusion? Are you here for more than what you thought you were looking for? You thought you were looking for, thought thought you were looking, peeping round every other corner now, losing all attraction in your forest now. Never knew what I'm gonna find in here, but I proceed without fear, no waiting for it. And I'm needing more than you. Peace and I need you. Let's take a long walk outside the bar after dark. That's to say for us to spark conversation with an elation celebration. I've been waiting for you to not have so much hesitation in every verb, enunciation. Oh, I need to feel your breath on my shoulder every other night. I tend to delight on your end more than I find fun. But we know just where to go now. Every other night we need out. You give me more than I bet, but I know it's always needed. Girl, you're more and I'm defeated now. 'Cause every time I get lost in your eyes, and I can see through your disguise. You, yeah, you. I get lost in it all with you. I would just fall in such if we find our source, yours. Was it ever our choice, babe? Was it ever our way? No. Can I live? Can I breathe? And you, and you.
Yes, sir.
That's the thing.
All right, so look, I've started doing this thing where I just start playing and whatever happens, happens. And the artist or the singer or the musician, they just got to follow. It's something that we all used to do back in the day. We used to call them shed sessions, all right? And I miss them personally. So to be able to rock out with my boy, mistakes and all, that to me is like the part of music that I miss the most. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. You know, it is what it is. I love it. So, but let's get into it. I really want to talk to you about who you are and your views on some things.
Okay.
That, you know, we don't really get to talk about much in the industry. And I'll get into why later, but can you first tell us about what were you expecting? Well, let me premise it first. You moved from Alaska to Los Angeles. Now, I know a little bit about the history of your music, but not a lot of people do. So first, I guess, let us know why you even started singing in the first place.
That's a great place to start.
Yeah, I think so. At the beginning.
In the beginning. In the beginning. In the beginning. So, as far as back as the family lore I know, my grandfather on my mom's side was a choir director. And he used to direct the choir on base because he was a military man. I think at a local church as well. And then he had kids, obviously, my mom and all her siblings. They sang, and through osmosis, and I'm sure he groomed them in some way as well to be singers. And then now we're the third generation, I guess, of singers in the family.
Yeah.
And we just happen to be in Alaska because of the military reasons, naturally. And so my mom and all her sisters were like the equivalent of like the Alaska Clark sisters, I would guess you would say.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so they had the chops, they had the sauce. They just stayed in Alaska, so there wasn't much opportunity for it there.
Sure.
Now the world's changed, it'd probably be a little different now, but I'm from a family of singers. It's a long line of singers. Me and my siblings and cousins from all the aunts and uncles, we would all sing every year. We would sing in every mass choir, every youth choir, youth chorale, sing at our churches, prospective churches at the time. And then every winter for Christmas, we would all get together, just family members. So me, my sister, at one point my little brother, and then my cousins from my mom's sister, we would all get together and sing. Like, we would call it the family, and we would go sing at at-risk youth facilities, old folks' homes, you name it, we sang there and caroled for every holiday. So
there's one thing that I noticed about most musicians. A lot of people know there's not a lot of money in music.
Yeah.
For the most part, there is a lot of money.
Yeah.
But for the most part, there's not a lot of money for everybody to have access to.
Yeah.
But you find that so much people are passionate about music.
Yeah.
And to hear you talk about your family singing so frequently in church, and for like Christmas, like that's a huge, coordination, get the family together, you guys rehearse all this stuff. Why?
Yeah, there wasn't. Well, the funny thing is, we were kids, so
I have my perspective on why.
Yeah, so there wasn't any monetary value at that point.
Of course not.
There was nothing. For me, it was just like. So I guess let me clarify. Why do I do it now, or why was I doing it then?
I want to know the origin, and I have my idea of why we do it in general.
Yeah, in general. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
so,
but I want to hear your perspective before.
For me, I just had this conversation with my little brother because he does music too, and he's amazing.
Yeah.
He's still in Alaska.
Yeah.
But my why is because I never thought about it in depth until I had it explained to him, and it's because for me, it's like a through line, it's an ancestral thing. It's like if I'm from a family of singers, and this is just like a thing. I can't let the Bowser sound, that's what it is. My grandfather was a Bowser, even though it's not my last name, obviously, because of my dad. But the Bowser sound needs to live on. I have to carry that torch. So if I go and I don't impart this on to my kids, no one will never know how my family sound. And it's not like anyone else's sound. and it's like we're the only ones that does this thing. And because of all the, like timelines and the shifting and the changing and the things of that nature, it evolves over time. So I don't sound like my granddad, but I could if I wanted to. I don't sound like my mom, but I get her timbre and her tone. That's why our blend was so crazy, because once you start to understand someone else's that you've sung with pretty much your whole life, like me and my, God rest her soul, my grandmother just passed, me and my cousin from my mom's side sang at the funeral, and people thought we had rehearsed that for weeks.
Yeah.
And we just saw each other the night before, went over a couple times, and then.
But you have a little bit of a gift concerning timbre and tonality when it comes to people, and I want to get into that a little later. Probably going to put you on the spot, to be honest.
Oh, I'm with it.
Yeah, this is going to be a whole session of hot seat for you.
I'm here for it.
Because I know you so personally. I want to impress you. But from what I'm hearing, your why is, number one, heavily family-oriented.
Yeah.
You didn't say it.
Yeah.
But I know that it's also a deep passion of yours.
Yeah.
From what I see and what I've experienced myself and from other musicians, it almost gets to a point where there is no why. It's who I am. It's who you are. It's what I do. Obviously, the money is not the reason why we do it.
No.
You know what I mean?
And let me add on to that,
go
actually.
ahead.
Let me cut you off, but my why is, when I started, like especially when I moved to LA, right? Let's start there. When I moved to LA, before that, I really didn't even know. I went to college. At first, I thought I was gonna be a basketball player, to be honest.
You're tall, yeah.
Yeah,
and
I
big.
thought I was gonna hoop.
Yeah.
But then, I've been playing as a power forward, small forward, my whole career, and then I get to college and I'm a guard, so it wasn't gonna work out.
Shoot.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, this doesn't work. I don't have the mechanics right. I didn't work on those skills.
Right.
But then, throughout this whole time, I'm meeting people who are like, man, your voice is amazing, man, your voice is amazing. I always tell people, me leaving Alaska, leaving Anchorage was like Superman leaving Krypton. Like, I didn't know I had this superpower because I just did it with my family all the time.
Right.
I just like, it was just something we did. And then now I get to college and I'm like better than most singers in the vocal program. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. And I get to Florida, and I was Kentucky, and I get to Florida, and I tell my cousin I sing, and he's like, bro, why do you sound like this? Why are you this good? So he's like, you should get into music. And I started to realize that I love music more than I realized. I was really writing songs in the bathroom at work, not even realizing, just because it was just coming out of me. I wasn't trying to do anything. Music was flowing out of me. So by the time I get to LA, it's at a position and a point where I'm just like, LA is such a crazy city that music literally became my therapy. Because I was writing out all the ways I was feeling about what I was going through in relationships, what I was going through with the city. So it's like, now it's to a point where music is my journal. You know what I'm saying? Music is my way of coping. So even if I never made $1 off of it, it's so real and personal to me that it doesn't matter. I need it now.
So once you got to LA, and I'm asking this because there's still to this day, it's a little different now because 2025 is different from 2014 LA. When exactly did you get to LA? It was before me.
11,
okay. That was even better, even more of a golden time.
Yeah, it was such a time.
Would you say that LA was a good move for you musically?
Yes.
So
unequivocally. When
you got there, what was your perspective? What did you encounter, and what was your motivation?
My perspective is like, I always thought I was gonna be the next fusion. I was like, it's funny because I saw them on tour together, but I feel like I was always gonna be like a fusion between like Chris Brown and T-Pain.
Right. Yeah.
Because I love the harmonies that T-Pain and stuff would do, and he's very animated like me, but also could dance and move like Chris. At that time, I'm old now. I'm not doing all that. But you know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna kill the industry, do all these things. But then like, I'm a guy from Alaska. I don't know the industry. I don't know the back end. And I meet people on the way who see the talent, see the potential, and they're like, we can do something with this. But then obviously, LA is LA. So they're not into it for you. They're into it for their own personal gains.
It's true.
And a lot of times people will stifle you because you're either competition.
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah.
Or they're jealous.
Mm.
So they feel like if I can keep this guy from doing, I'll keep this guy here. So it's like I can't let him go too far ahead of me. Because everyone wants that weird thing.
Gatekeepers.
Gatekeepers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a great. Yeah, I should use that term. Or people just don't care. Because in LA you're a dime a dozen. Oh, you sing?
Facts.
I don't care. I just need you to come wait these tables and bust these floors for me. I don't care.
I mean, when I got there, I remember the first 10 conversations I had with like waiters and random people. Every single one of them, actor, singer, every single one. And I was like, got it. This is not a normal place.
No, not at all.
I look at LA and it was definitely a hub.
Yeah.
And had some great times, had some horrible times.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question.
And everyone's performing.
Yeah, even
Like
when you're off stage.
even the guy that's at the counter at the Hertz performing.
Damn.
It doesn't. It's like I think that's what also is kind of like gets old quick. It's like we can just be normal people having a regular conversation.
Yeah, that is the normal person.
The normal person is a performer.
Exactly.
Everyone's a performer.
Well, what was an experience that you had in LA that was not ideal? Like, just not ideal, but one that you are glad that you experienced?
So like your grit. What's my grit stories?
That's a good question. Yeah, I like the way that.
So what gave you your grit?
Yeah.
Because LA tries you. LA tries you in like a different way than I think most cities will. It's like A plus B doesn't equal C there. It's like A plus Z equals Y.
Yeah, and that equation will change according to the person and the day.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
So for me, I think the most trying time, because now I feel like I'm just coasting, but the most trying time I ever had in LA was actually before we met. I had got evicted from an apartment in Redondo Beach, had to move all the way to Van Nuys. For those of you who know the logistics of Los Angeles, that is a very far move.
It is.
For someone who just moved to Los Angeles. It's like this happened like, I moved in 2011, this all happened like end of 2011, early 2012. Well, Van Nuys by myself with my little brother. Now I'm like mid-20s, my brother's still he's like 19. In a city we don't know, not like that. I'm, a good guy from Alaska. So we move all the way to Van Nuys. So we do all that. I have to work 2 jobs to try to pay the rent. But the 2 jobs were also far because LA's nothing's close.
Yeah.
And you'll live in a place, but then have to work on another side of town. Didn't have a car. So now I'm on the public transit, and LA's public transit, if you know anything about LA, is terrible.
Yep.
It's not like New York where you can get across town on the E train and take the N to the 7
No.
and the F. No, it's not a thing.
Yeah. This
You might
train
could
goes
get
this way,
back
like
and-
all the trains go that way.
Yep,
And then the trains go that way.
yep.
But there's nothing covering this. This is all
No.
buses.
There's nothing converging. There's no convergence.
Yeah.
And this is before Uber and Lyft,
Yeah.
because it's 2012. Uber and Lyft is a relatively new concept for those people to understand.
It's true.
And I wasn't about to call no taxi or cab, so I was working in Santa Monica
Yeah.
while living in Van Nuys. And there was always only one bus that would go back and forth. I think it's still known as the 761. It might still be the only bus that still goes back and forth. That's like a straight shot. And I remember, because I worked during the day at UCLA, and then at night I worked at Nike. So at night, I would work late, and the bus wouldn't be running. So I would just sleep on the bench in between. So I basically sleeping on park benches at night, waiting for the next bus to come the next day. I did that for like a year, maybe 2 or something like that. Something crazy.
LA was the first place that I realized that the people that were outside were not necessarily homeless.
Yeah.
And the homeless people that were actually homeless had jobs. That was the first time I was like, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
People
it's
on the
all
street, people living out of their
circumstantial.
cars.
Oh, yeah.
Super circumstantial.
Yeah. So, yes.
But God, grace of God that I never ended up that way.
But that type of stuff, and it's funny because most musicians have, at the very least, like, excuse me. Sorry. Most musicians, for the most part, have one of these stories, at least one, where I think normal people would look at that and be like, why would I ever put myself in that type of a situation? And this goes back to what I'm saying. When it comes to being a musician and a creative, you have to have some sort of disconnect to reality and what is normal and safe in order to be considered, not even chosen, but just considered. And if you have the grit and the longevity to not only stay in that pot of will I be chosen, but like do it cheerfully, because you can't be miserable.
No.
You can't be miserable.
No one wants to be around you if you're...
Of course not. Then I think, and this is my take on it, you can respond to it. Then you get to a point where you realize that you've been waiting for yourself. I think most people don't have that realization, and that's why a lot of them quit and a lot of them age out, because they're waiting for who they think is coming, but it's actually you.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. You have to show for yourself. The freest I ever felt was when I stopped chasing the thing.
What were you chasing? And what does chasing look like as an artist? I know what it looks like as a musician.
Yeah, as an artist, it's like you're chasing stardom, you're chasing the deal, you're chasing like whatever you think is the thing that you need to validate your existence, or like why you're here and why you've been doing it for so long. And
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? Because you gotta think, like, art to most people is a waste of time, right? Like, you think about it, your parents, like my parents, they're like, what the fuck do you mean you're gonna be, I don't know if we can cuss on here, but you're gonna go do music.
I'm not sure, actually. I don't know where this is gonna be.
I don't know if it's gonna be.
YouTube, I don't know.
You can bleep it out. Like, we'll fix it in post. But it's like, what do you mean you're going to LA to be a musician?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, what did they want you to do before you chose music?
I had a degree. I have a degree in marketing, so maybe that.
That's the same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing.
And like Gary Vee, he's
exactly. And the only reason why I even went to college is because they made me. Like, I didn't even want to go to college.
Yeah.
I hated college. The only reason why I graduated because I knew I would never live it down. It's like, at that point, you're doing so much people pleasing, so much people. But at a certain point, I think that was the best thing that happened to me, is that, it's gonna sound fucked up, but my family kind of is like, fuck it, that's just Devin, or that's just Deavion.
Yeah.
That's just who he is.
Yeah.
That's just what he does.
Yeah. We're
just gonna let him be.
Well,
and I don't think you get that with anything else. Like, I think if you're studying to be a doctor, always gonna be hard to be a doctor. If you're studying to be a lawyer, why aren't you a lawyer yet? If you're studying to be the since they have no reference point for it, they don't understand it.
Yeah.
They kind of just give up on you.
Yeah.
And that's when you really start to cook.
Absolutely.
When you don't care about what they think and you don't have anyone to impress. You're just doing you inhabitually. Is that the word? I don't know. And just unbridled. And then you get to a point where you're not even doing it for like the clout or the notoriety per se. And you're not worried about like the gigs so much, because you know the gigs in that way are very similar. Like, oh, do you want to be a backup singer, or oh, do you want to do this corporate gig, or oh, do you want to do this? At a certain point, it got, for me, is like, if I'm not doing music that I love and I care about, I just don't want to do music.
Yeah.
And so that's where, like, you know, the fork in the road comes. And so it's like, and then you get to a point where you realize, oh, I can do this anywhere because I'm so good at this now. I think that's what LA gave me. LA gave me I know I'm good at this, like on a level that most people may never get to. And that was enough for me. So like I could take that anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you get that in a lot of places. Because you've been in Atlanta for a while, and we talk about it all the time. It's like the level in which like the sharpness that LA gives you, like to cut through the noise, you don't get that a lot of places. You might can get it in New York. Shoot, you might can get it in Chicago, cut your teeth, Philly maybe, depending on how the scene is. But I don't know those scenes. I just know that LA, everybody is A1, A plus, on another level. I was talking about this the other day. Do you remember how crazy the Federal used to be?
Yes.
On any given night, there was a place called the Federal North Hollywood. It's sadly, after COVID, is no longer there.
Crazy.
And that was like the spot for any creative, not just musicians. This is the funny part is, so on a Tuesday night, you could see some of the craziest world-class musicians just vibing.
Chilling. Downstairs.
Like, downstairs. The only time I've ever seen, and if you guys know music, I've only ever seen these two, and they're brothers, and I've only ever seen them play out live together, Ronald Bruner and Thundercat, on a random freaking, I think it was a 4th of July weekend, they decided to play together for the DJ set at Federal upstairs, just cause.
Yeah.
You don't get that nowhere. I don't know if there's anywhere else in the world that could happen now even.
I don't know, man.
And then again, on a Thursday night, you can go upstairs.
Yep.
For the Throwback
90s,
Thursdays.
Yep. Throwback Thursdays.
And everyone's dancing, and you'll catch the twins.
Yep.
Just dancing, just vibing, just cause they love dancing. Because that's also, North Hollywood was also a hub for the dancing.
Yep.
So it's like you're getting this crazy amalgamation of art, and everyone thinks it's just normal because LA is so freaking pretentious, and they just are so like, we deserve this. We're Los Angeles. It's like, no, you don't. You really don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Because you don't even know what you have right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It was ridiculous. Yeah. First time I met like Robert Glasper, Corey Henry, all those guys just, sitting in at the Federal.
Sitting at the Federal, hanging out.
Yeah, I know.
Because no one even knows that this is a thing that's happening.
Yeah. Because
most of the people that are eating their dinner or coming out of work at 6 p.m. don't even know these people. Yeah, so they don't even know what's in the room. Yeah. So you're watching normal people experience superheroes and not even know what's going on.
They have no idea.
And then you're flipping out, and they're just like, I just want to eat my poutine in peace.
Yeah. These people are the ones that are playing on the records that you guys work out to.
And you love, exactly.
Do your
going back to what my brother Art said earlier. It's like, how is it that everybody knows James Brown, but nobody knows this drummer? And that was literally the pocket that everyone's in love with and samples all the time. I
mean, that goes into the conversation that we were having, the value of the musicians. And I don't know if we want to go that way, but I mean, we're definitely going to go that way.
Yeah, we got to go that way.
I mean, actually, I want your perspective on something.
Okay. I got a question for you, too.
Sure.
I was about to say, actually, this might be the same kind of thing.
It might be, different.
Different perspective on the same thing. Do you feel like singers are musicians?
No.
This is a good question.
I think, and I understand why you guys call yourselves musicians, and I understand why people call you guys musicians, because you're incorporated within music.
Yeah.
But I think that there's a hard distinction between the artist, the singers, and the musicians that accompany, right? But before I speak my mind, I want you to speak on that. Why would you ask me that question?
Because, so it's interesting from a musician's perspective, because I feel like for that reason alone, singers get less respect in certain situations and instances.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From like, because prime example, like in a jam or in a place like that or something like that.
Yes.
The truth is, even what we just did, right? There are not a lot of singers that could technically flow.
And I was about to say, this is why you guys don't get the respect.
Yeah.
Like, you guys walk into a jam, and I'll say it like this. Singers find it very difficult to consider others in the room of music when it's happening. 99% of singers will go up there, stick their finger in their ear, close their eyes, and open their mouth. Not paying attention to nothing, all they're concerned about is I can't hear myself. And that's why you guys get no respect. Because it's like, it's difficult for most singers to be conscious of the fact that we're not here to serve you as a singer. We're all here to create music. So I think that just touching that point that you're making, I think that that's where a lot of disconnect comes between the musician and the artist and the singers.
Wow.
Just on that small little point right there.
That was good.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because, and I've come into contact with obviously thousands of singers. Some are like that and some are not. You are not. You are able to listen, mold and move and flow, which is why we're still friends to this day, because if you weren't, you know what I mean? Like, what's the point?
Yeah, I feel that.
In certain contexts.
Yeah, that's real.
But no, I don't consider singers musicians. There are singers that I do consider musicians, but I think that 99% of them are singers.
Dang. Okay, so I think this is probably why we worked in, because I'm not just a singer.
You play bass.
I play bass, and I play a little drums. But
Mm-hmm.
even more so than that, I'm a songwriter. So I think if a singer is a songwriter, and you songwrite kind of like the way I do, is like you kind of like to flow over chords and just feel where they're going and kind of like embrace the colors that you're getting, more so than just trying to just
I agree.
spew out some shit.
There is another slight distinction between singers and songwriters.
Yeah,
You're
so
right.
if just a guy who sings, and they could be a phenomenal singer,
Of course.
but like you said, they'll never be able to do this if they don't understand the sensibility of musicality and melody.
Yeah.
But I think when you're even a okay songwriter, you're gonna understand that a little better than a person that just sings.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think that might be a little interesting distinction too.
Yeah.
But yes, I do play bass, and that does help a lot because I like to feel things. I think a lot of singers, like you're saying, and I'm sure you see it, and that, it's funny you're saying this now, and I've never thought about that, but I'm going to think about that a lot more. Because that is actually a beautiful concept. That's why I would never have thought to say that, but now that you're saying it that way, you're right. You're right. Singers aren't musicians.
I want to say something.
Because I'm not just a singer, so I can't lie and say that. Because I don't even know what that brain would look like. As somebody who just likes to sing, or like they just know the songs that they know because they know how to sing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would be like...
Because a singer is not necessarily a creative.
That's what I'm saying. By that knowledge, or by that definition, I would consider the listeners musicians. They're experiencing music. They're part of it. Why aren't dancers musicians? To me, like, when I think of a musician, and of course, you know, they could come for me because technically you can put this umbrella and say everybody's a musician. And then you could put the smaller umbrella and say these are accompanists, and these are singers, but they're all musicians, which obviously is the more technical approach to it, which makes perfect sense. But in the community, the people that are inside the room, I think that they have a more in-depth understanding, because then it goes to the economics of a musician compared to an artist, compared to a songwriter, compared to a singer, compared to a keyboardist, compared to a violinist. Like, it starts breaking down in all these different subsects of like what you're doing with your music. So I know that the relationship between artists and music and musicians is a relationship that I've been, for me personally, trying to bring together more so. And I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, maybe it's just me that feels a little bit of a disconnect, but I have always felt that there's always been a little bit of a disconnect between the musicians and the artists. And
do you feel like it's because of like a lack of respect there on both sides?
I don't think it's respect. I think it's priorities. I think it has more to do with the mindset and the forward-thinking aspect of where musicians and artists and producers and arrangers are trying to go. And so if I give an example, it would look like this. I actually had a conversation with a good friend, and I asked her, the producers that you want to work with, the producers that you want to work with, what do they want? As an artist and as a singer, there's a bunch of producers that you want to work with because maybe they're sound, or maybe they're clout, or maybe they're just good people, whatever the case is. What do they want in life from you, from music, from the industry, whatever? I'm going to go ahead and say that 95%, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt, 95% of singers have not even thought of this question. But I know that every producer knows what every artist and singer and songwriter wants, because they're giving it to them every single record, every song. That's what we're here to do. What is it that you want the song to sound like? What is it for? You want to push this song? Is it for sync? Is it for whatever, blah, 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 blah. We're trying to figure out what their vision is. We're trying to figure out where they came from. What are you inspired by? Where do you want your music to go? What do you want to do after the music blows up? We're doing all of that. And if you look at it from the other perspective, the singer comes in with that same thought in her mind or his mind. This is what I want. I want the song to sound like this. I want it to do this. I want to push this song. I'm going to put this thumbnail on it. We're going to go to Spotify. I want 1 million streams. Blah, blah, blah. They're thinking all that stuff, which they should be. But never once have I heard or seen an artist come to a producer and say, what do you want? Like, why do you produce? And how can I help you get there as an artist, as a singer? Haven't seen it, haven't heard it. And that's where my mind goes when I think about the industry and when I think about the relationship between artists and musicians and producers and whatnot. It's very fragmented. And it creates this kind of like, I'll say this and I'll land. When I realized that, I'm trying to remember the way that I compartmentalized it before. Oh man, it's slipping my mind. That's crazy. Oh wow, it's gone. That's crazy. I'm gonna give it back to you.
Okay.
Yeah. It completely slipped my mind. Like,
no, it's good. You know what's so funny? I didn't even know that was something that people didn't ask. So the producer I've worked with for years, I've always been trying to understand his mind and what he wants. And that's why we ended up doing a project for him. We worked on it. So one of the records that I dropped was for an artist named Leo, and he's also the producer on most of my projects.
You can shout him out.
Oh yeah, Lucas Macero.
Cool.
Sorry, I always mess up his last name. So, and I actually loved the record that he did for his project with me, and I was like, I like this sound. I almost wanted to be like, why don't we do more stuff like this?
Yeah.
For other stuff, because it's super cool, different kind of almost
for Clean
electronic.
Slate?
No. He produced Clean Slate.
Okay.
He also produced the last 4 or 5 records I did, but he produced a record for his project under his alias Leo. And I was like, yeah, whatever you want to do, let's do that. So I know that. Because sometimes, producers want to do the Calvin Harris thing. They want to do the other stuff. And I think it also comes from a lot of artists, and it's a sad truth about it. A lot of times, the more selfish you are as an artist, the further you go.
Of course.
And that's kind of probably why things haven't necessarily panned out for me the way they have for other artists. I don't think it's for lack of talent, but I'm always curious. So I've asked that question, but I know why artists wouldn't ask it. because they are so tunnel vision on like, I don't give a crap what you're trying to do. I need to get this done for this. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And that's the sad truth about it. When sometimes if you ask that question, you'll probably get to where you're going even faster.
And you just reminded me of what my point was. I appreciate you.
Side beyond side.
Yes. Now, when I realized that a lot of us in the creative space are trying to make money off of each other, I realized that this is an unsustainable way of handling the business side of the creative. And I was like, shoot. And of course, I'm guilty of it because I'm getting paid by the artist, knowing very well that the artist can't afford anything because they want to drop a single, and that single's not going anywhere if you don't put money into it. And it's just like this perpetual thing where the musicians are waiting for the artist to blow up while still getting paid for working with them.
Yeah, the front end.
Which is slowing down the blow up because they need the single to blow up.
Yeah.
And it hit me. I was just like, we have to find a way to create. Yeah, like this is the bubble. This is the creative bubble. And within this bubble, nobody gets paid. Like nobody exchanges money to and fro. Everything we do, we have to get investments from the listeners, investments from the companies, investments from everywhere else. Like if we can get to that point where we can protect the creative bubble.
And the problem is that most businesses are like that.
Most
businesses are like that. Like if you start a restaurant with your partner, you don't get no money out until the money comes in.
Exactly. And it always has to come from outside.
Yeah, it always has to come from outside. Music's the only place where it doesn't necessarily happen.
And this is where I have a big issue with our community.
Yeah.
And it's like for the past 4, 5, 6 years, I've been, you know what I mean? I know God will show me. I do want to land this plane real quick because this is a huge point and it's actually very close to my heart. When it comes to that community, our community that we've been building, actually I shouldn't even say that we've been building, that we've been so fortunate to be invited into as new musicians. You know, this community's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna happen. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but at the very least, if we can acknowledge the fact that making money off of each other is not beneficial to the overall community.
Yeah, prime example, like, I wasn't a big Led Zeppelin fan, but when I saw their documentary, they never even had to say it, but you could tell by what they were saying. It's like, we were just making music, we were just playing stuff because I thought he was good, he thought I was cool, we just did the thing.
Yeah.
And then when money started coming in, they just split it 4 ways and it was done. It was easy.
Yeah.
But when they were doing the thing, no one was worried about like, well, am I going to get paid for this or am I going to pay for that?
Yeah.
And that's where it kind of messes up their creativity when you're so worried about the outcome, it's income.
100%.
And the input, it has to have some type of output. Where it's like, and like, to be honest, I've worked with people, I won't say any names, but I've worked with people where we had a good flow and things were cooking.
Yeah.
And the music's great. And then because the monetary value wasn't there, they started charging me for stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I know these sonics are something different. If we just water the plants and let them grow, it's gonna do a thing. And you know what I'm saying? I have a lot of records with this person. And it got to a point where I get it. You got bills, you got a bottom line, you got a girlfriend, and it's gonna soon be a wife. And you're trying to make money off you. I get that. But certain things you should just guard because it's something, when you can feel that there's something there.
Yeah.
Because it's like, let's talk about it. Music is spiritual.
Yeah.
Whether
It's
anyone
vibration.
wants to believe it or not.
Yeah.
It is spiritual. And when you feel that thing on it, and that, this is moving me in a way, that's a spiritual encounter with whatever is happening. And when you get to feel that while you're making it, that is another reason why I do it. It's like, oh, there's something here that like wasn't here before.
Yep.
That we've made out of thin air.
Yep.
Not a lot of people can say that they can do that. We're basically alchemists.
I remember one of my favorite projects to this day is the project that I worked on with Sylvia. And we made that project. Oh my goodness, man. We were in her closet. So obviously she had no acoustics in the room, whatever. So just in the closet, hung up a bunch of sheets and stuff, just deadening it. And she had her little like lamp in there because she was all about vibes. You remember Sylvia?
Yeah.
All about vibes.
Yeah.
And we were there, just like caught up in there, and we recorded a whole project still on SoundCloud. But to your point, that thing that you're talking about, that you felt when you're in the middle of it, first of all, before you start it, you don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
You don't know what's gonna happen. You're literally just sitting there for whatever reason. You guys had a vibe, and you're like, let's get together and see what we can cook. You start it. We actually used her voice notes. That's where the ideas came from, because she would just send me voice notes of her going, I see the moon, purple, blue, red, shadows. She would literally send me voice notes like that. And I would create a sound around that whatever I saw or felt. And then we would record something, and she would sing.
Yeah.
It was like this whole thing, like you're saying, like we were pulling things from the sky, not knowing what they were making. And then it was just like, printed it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah,
that's what it is. And yeah, you're right. I don't think a lot of people understand, even people in the industry and musicians that are working, understand that the second you put $1 on that moment, it kind of just evaporates
and it cheapens it and does so many things. Because prime example, like imagine, I think the best way to describe it is like, I think the Dream had a story about how like Holy Grail was created, and he was just in another country and he felt a vibe and he just started coming up with something. And then everyone else kind of came to that country because the vibe was there. And they started recording the song. I think it was Holy Grail. Don't quote me on that. But it's like, when you have the resources, you can feel a thing in a place and just do the thing there.
Yep.
And that's the magic, because there's an energy, there's a spirit, there's something in that moment, in that place, that if you can just collect and just harness that right there, that's literally the magic. You know what I'm saying? Michael used to say all the time that like he would get songs downloaded to him in his sleep. And that's happened to me before. We talked about it.
Oh yeah.
Still happens to me.
Yeah.
Like music will just come to you in your sleep.
You wake up and
you should voice note to record it.
Yeah.
It's like, where does that come from? Spiritual. It's download.
Yeah.
And he was like, if I don't record it, God will give it to Prince. That's what he used to say all the time. That was like the running joke that Michael would say. And because they're back to back, they're head to head.
Yeah.
In their era, no one. It was just them two.
Yeah.
So I get that feeling.
Let me just punch in real quick. It's crazy. The way that you just said that, it just made me think of antennas. Like they were the antennas, and they understood I had to exist, and I have to be a conduit, and that conduit has got to be pure like gold.
Yeah.
So I got to make sure I keep myself sharp.
So I get the downloads.
And I say that to say, I don't know if we have a lot of conduits right now. No. I think we got a lot of metal shards. But I don't know if
in our food.
Yeah.
Blocking we can't even get into that. We don't have enough time.
I don't think that we have.
But no, we don't.
Sharp conduits that are pointed up.
No.
I think everybody's pointed like this, and everybody's just trying to tap in with everybody else, and it's like we're all tapped out. Samples on samples on samples on samples, bro. Like we gotta turn the antennas back up.
Yeah.
Sorry, it came to my mind, so I wanted to say it before you.
No. I think that's completely true, and what I will say, there are some people that are trying to cut through. But the funny thing about cutting through is that what made those guys so special, they came with a sound and a style that was just so unique to them. That wasn't what everyone else is doing. The set of circumstances that got us to those people, I don't even think they're gonna allow right now, because I think in those eras they really just wanted the sound. They wanted something different. They wanted the music. I think the people that were ahead of it or on top of the hierarchy needed something to cut, right? Whereas now they're controlling so much of what we hear that they're not worried about the output as much. They don't. There are antennas around us, but are we ever going to get their signal? I think their signal is being mucked by the industry because it's like, think about it. Like, let's be real. The reason why we're hearing this and not this is because if you're tapped into that, you might not be as agreeable as someone who's okay with making this.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, those are people who are like world shakers. Like, they didn't like Michael because he knew too much, and then when he knew too much and then he matched that with his money, he tried to own some things that the industry didn't want him to. This is way easier to control. The people who are doing this, Prince the same way. They both were saying the same thing in a different way.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
the industry's taking too much of our money,
Yeah.
and they're not giving us some of it back, and we got to do something different about it.
Right.
And their music was so good that everyone was like, yeah, we're going to listen. They make sense. Michael Jackson was curing hunger in most of the world. And people don't think about that. They think about what the industry used to destroy his legacy, and that's all they talk about. On the other side, he was literally trying to save the world, heal the world. We don't talk about that enough. And they don't want to deal with that guy anymore.
Knowing
so
that,
let these guys go.
do you feel a responsibility? Do you feel like you have a purpose in that direction, or like where does your music,
I think
and your antennas, where are you at?
Well, I think when I was in LA, when I first got there, my antenna was probably like this. I didn't really know. I just wanted to be like this. I just want to be like them. And my antenna starts to perk up a little bit. I'm trying to see things differently. I'm going through stuff too. And slowly but surely I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to be like that. I want to do something different. And then I'm like, and then it might go down a little bit because I'm dealing with all the LABS. You know how that goes. It's all about frequencies, right?
Oh, man, yeah.
And then something happened, like right around like 30, mid-30s. We won't get into my age. But now I'm at a place where I don't think I'm all the way here yet, but I'm definitely tilted up. And I feel it. I feel it in everything around me. I feel it in my senses. I feel it in the way I react to things. That's the funny thing. Once you start to really tap in, I think that's why I was like, Michael was so kind. Prince was so kind when he was off screen.
Yeah.
It's because you start to realize that the things that we get affected by are only keeping us away from the things that we really are meant to do.
Yeah.
And if you're affected by everything, you can't be effective. So I don't know if that was supposed to be said, but that's why I'm trying to be. So like, again, I came here on a weekend to bury my grandmother.
Yes, sir.
Like, we know that, right?
Yeah, we don't, but now we do.
Now we do. So I buried my grandmother this weekend. I literally went to the burial today.
Yeah.
They had to do it on different days because she's military. This whole week/weekend, I was so unaffected by the things that were going on around me that when I tell people stories about what was actually happening, it's like, what? Because, you know, they say most things happen at weddings and funerals. People lose their mind. Some switch goes off in their head and they just triggered and everything's emotional, right?
Yeah.
So I was just being a sounding board for people, my family, and they needed. But I wasn't being affected by their emotions or affected by the moment. So I was able to be clear-headed and still process things in a way for people, mind you, that I probably wouldn't have been able to do had I not been at this stage in my experience. So I wasn't affected, so I was effective, and I helped a lot of people through it. So
that saying right there, super powerful, man.
yeah,
Super powerful. And I'm also in that place, so it's like hitting me. It's knocking my antenna up a little bit further too.
hey man, I'm here to pour in.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Don't be affected so that you can continue to be effective. That's huge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end it there.
That's a
I
good
love
place
it.
to
I love it. Once again, condolences.
Thank
I hate that we have to meet up under these circumstances.
Yeah.
But I'm just
We met up on great ones too, though.
we did.
Library, y'all owe us.
Absolutely. We gotta write that check real quick.
We gave y'all too much sauce that night.
Oh man, that was so much energy.
They didn't even know what was happening. Again,
No.
had no reference point.
Yeah.
So like, what was
Nothing.
musically? What was
And look what
happening?
came from it.
God is good.
Amen.
Now we're in a museum or a oligarchy of music.
It's ridiculous.
Well, a musical library. Vibrary brought us to the actual Vibrary. This is a real Vibrary right here. Shout out to you, Art.
I was about to
appreciate
say, man.
Nice.
Art, opening up this place to you. I gotta say it on every episode, man.
Yeah,
I mean, to us, sorry. We appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you're brilliant, brother.
Easily
you.
my favorite place in Atlanta.
It's my first time coming. It's my favorite place already.
Oh my gosh, man.
I love your house, but this is crazy.
No, this is, and the vision that he has outside of this and like taking this to the world is going to be serious once it comes to fruition. So I'm excited for that. I just wish he would start releasing some of the content that he has accumulated over the years. We'll get into that on another day.
I appreciate you, Kev, man. On the cam,
Kev on the cam.
And Nate James, of course.
Oh,
my
man,
brother.
I appreciate you so much, man. Appreciate you guys checking out the episode. Once again, this is just a way to build the community, bring awareness to some issues that I believe are existing, and kind of like pull the carpet up a little bit and see what's under there. Also have a lot of fun and vibe out with my artists, and you know, it's all good stuff. Before we go, can we get your handles? Can we get what's coming up?
Oh yeah,
all that stuff.
Got a couple shows coming up. I got one back home. Y'all can make that show. If anyone wants to come to Alaska,
hey, what's the flight to Alaska like?
Well, it depends where you're coming from.
LA.
LA to Alaska is not as bad. It's like 300, 400, depending on when you buy the ticket, where you're trying to go. This show is going to be August 16th. Might be a little bit more of an expensive ticket because we're late in the game. Check out some of my music on The Bachelor. It's going to be coming up. I'm working on new projects. Collab projects coming out. A couple collab projects. Trying to keep it in the family. My brother's going to be producing. I'm very excited about that.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then my handles are IAMDEAVION. I know it's a confusing way to spell Deavion, but I am Deavion. Maybe I can put it down here.
Yeah, point, and then I'll put it where you point.
I am Deavion. That's on Instagram. And TikTok, which I got to be better on my TikTok. If you're a real artist, you're probably not really good at social media.
There you go. You're not supposed to
You need somebody. You need someone. I need someone. So this is sending out APP. Anybody else wants to help real artists get their content out the right way, DM me. I am DEAVION. If you like the music, DM me. Help a brother out.
Amazing, man. Check out his stuff. I'm also gonna play some of his music throughout the video, so that'll be dope.
And I have a bunch of stuff on YouTube. I think that's just Deavion, but
yeah,
I gotta get all that cleaned up too. It's a mess.
I'll put the links on there. It'll be fine. Yeah. Also, if you're an artist and you need some assistance with your live show, please reach out. DM me. You can find me on all socials.
The code
Nathaniel
is
W. James. And
MD in the game. Side note. He didn't
you,
talk about himself enough. Side note.
I didn't, because it's not about me.
This
it's definitely
dude
about the
is
artist.
Brilliant.
So
and he can do crazy live arrangements. Just unreal. Love this guy. Seriously.
Appreciate you, man.
Dope artist too, though. You are an artist.
Low key.
So you're playing both sides.
Yeah, I'd rather be on this side. That side's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy.
We're gonna wrap on that. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you made it this far in the video, like we said, check us out. Nathaniel W. James and Deavion, and make sure you guys are living your life live, every moment of your life. And we'll catch you on the next one.